This may sound strange to say this at this point in time, but I had really been looking forward to 2020. As we came into this year, I was thinking, it's this centennial of women's suffrage. It will be a year which we can celebrate women's right to vote. I was also thinking that it was the 100th anniversary of women being given the right to be licensed to preach in the Methodist Church. The very first woman licensed to preach after the General Conference of 1920 was Wilfrea Caffrey. She was a ministry worker in the Wenatchee, Washington Methodist Church, a daughter church of a church I served in Central Washington. And in the Wenatchee narthex, there hangs a photo of Wilfrea with a description of her work and the fact that she was the first woman licensed to preach in the Methodist Church. It would have been a great celebration had we not been distracted by so many other things this year. This week, as we mourn the loss of the notorious RBG, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Supreme Court Justice, it's another opportunity to think of the gains that women have made, not only in the past century, but more specifically in the last 30, 40, 50 years. I think of the year 1968, which at General Conference gave women the right to become elders in the United Methodist Church. That has barely been 50 years ago, just a bit over 50 years ago. And I think of when I was ordained in the American Baptist Church in 1991, there were a few women who were ordained, but rarely did those women receive positions in bigger churches or in positions of more responsibility. And I think of how many women, including Ruth Bader Ginsburg, worked for years ahead of me for me to now have the ability to serve in a broader capacity. Today, as we, with the rest of the country, mourn the death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, I'm grateful to her work as a lawyer prior to her becoming a Supreme Court Justice, and for her work in the Supreme Court Justice, as a Supreme Court Justice. I was just thinking this week, I'm 60 years old. She was 60 years old when she first began at the Supreme Court, and she served 27 years. And I was thinking, wow, at 60, she began a new chapter in her life. And who would have ever imagined that she would serve as a Supreme Court Justice for 27 years and make such a difference in women's lives? I'm grateful to her. I'm thankful that she used her talent to help other people who may not have the ability to speak up for themselves. May we, in our daily lives, do whatever we can to stick up for people who may not be able to stick up for themselves.